Hello, it's Andy from Andark here. Today we're going to talk about snorkeling equipment and some diving equipment. The very basic kit that you're going to need is a mask, a pair of fins, or flippers if you like, and a snorkel. Now these come in all shapes and sizes because we are all different. So I'm just going to talk about the features of our various mask, fins and snorkel. Let's start with the mask. If you can see, there's lots of different designs here. Things to look for with a mask is first of all the glass there, not perspex, because glass doesn't scratch like perspex or it doesn't dull. Secondly, virtually all masks these days are tempered, which means if you are unfortunate enough to break the mask, shatter the glass, it will go into small little harmless bits. So that's quite important. You want a mask which has got glass in it. Now there's bifocal or there's full face, full vision here. Personal preference. Actually, they both do the same job. Do you notice with all these masks, they take in your nose? Now, any snorkeling and diving mask must take in your nose. For obvious reasons, you do not want water going up your nose. But at the same time, you need access to be able to pinch your nose gently to clear your ears, we call it. Even if you're going underwater a few meters, you will probably need to clear your ears, which is about equalizing the pressure from the water and the inside of your ear. And you do it very simply by gently squeezing your nose through the mask and blowing gently. That's how you clear your ears. Most modern masks have got two seals, the outer seal here and the inner one there. So there's a really good chance that if you've got two seals that it's not going to leak on you. The way you can check to see if this mask is going to fit is quite straightforward. First of all, hold the mask in either hand, whichever you like. Put the strap like that over the back of your hand. Brush all your hair out of the way. In my case, that's quite straightforward. Ladies, make sure you brush all your hair right out the way, because if you trap hair in the seal, it will leak. Offer it up to your face. If you breathe in through your nose and hold your breath, the mask should stay there. If you hear air going in or it just falls off while you are holding your breath, then put that one back and choose another one. There will be a mask, there is always a mask to fit everyone. I've never come across anybody that we haven't managed to fit a mask. Other things, if it's hurting, if it's pushing on the bridge of your nose in the shop or wherever you're trying it on, it's going to be really uncomfortable in the water. This is the make or break of a good experience in the water. Now, my advice to you is, first of all, ignore the price. Just ignore the price, go for the designs, pick a design and try it. We call it the suck test, and see if it's going to stay there. If you're lucky enough, like several people, to have lots that fit you, choose the colour and the price that suits your budget and your style. Otherwise, if the one that fits you is a certain colour and a certain price and it's comfortable, get that one. Even if it means waiting and saving a bit of money, it's well worth it. A comfortable mask will make your underwater experience brilliant. And I tell you what, if you're going down to the beach, it doesn't matter where it is, and you're going to go in for a swim, take your mask with you and just put your head in the water with your snorkel, etc. And there's a whole different world waiting for you under there. These things don't cost much money, from around about £20–25 up to over £100, okay? At the lower end of the scale, you'll still get a mask that will do the job. For example, let me show you a few of the kits that we do that are available at a good economic price. These are mask and snorkel sets, and these are a really economic way of getting started. And in fact, these are designed for snorkeling and diving, and they represent really good value for money. They come in lots of different colours and sizes. That's really for children and anyone with a very thin face. That style of mask is good. Here's another example of a mask and snorkel set. And what we'll do, we're just going to take one of these out of the box and we'll have a good look at its features. Well, here's a really good set from Mara's. Tempered glass, full screen, soft silicone, double seal. Really comfortable to wear. And look at this for a snorkel. Here we are, anti-splash guard at the top. So as you're snorkeling, there's a few waves around. You don't keep getting water coming down the tube. Soft silicone mouthpiece and a one-way valve at the bottom here. Now, the best thing about this is that when you surface, rather than having to blow the water up the tube like that, most of the water will drop out the bottom of the tube. And when you go to blow the residual amount, you don't need a lot of breath. It's an easy, clear snorkel. And we'll come back to these in a minute. So, this mask has a decent frame on it like that. Oh, people say to me, what is a frameless mask? Well, here is an example of a frameless mask. The idea is that you get more vision and you cut the volume down on the size of the mask. So that's what a frameless mask is. There we are. That is black silicone. That is clear silicone. Now, if you suffer a bit from claustrophobia or you don't like that feeling of a bit of tunnel vision, then my advice is go for a silicone mask. This is really personal preference. And I have to say that there is a good benefit of clear silicone. Just imagine you're snorkeling along or when you come to diving, your vision is restricted anyway. So you're looking out at that lovely reef, but just to the right of you is some magnificent fish, but it's out of your normal vision zone. However, with this on, you might just see a bit of a movement and you turn and you too will see that wonderful underwater creature. It doesn't matter, it's your personal choice. But whether or not you're using clear silicone, like this, or the black silicone, if you spend a bit of time, wash this out in fresh water, and most importantly, get it out of direct sunlight, it will last many years. So I suggest when you've come out, whether it's after a dive or after a snorkel, just put your towel over your mask and snorkel and maybe your fins. That way the ultraviolet doesn't start degrading the silicone. Silicone will turn. A mask like that, if you left it in the back of your hatchback car in direct sunlight or on a window ledge on a very strong summer's day or in direct sunlight, it will yellow off and it will do it fairly rapidly. Right, most masks you cannot get spares for, i.e. if you drop this mask you can be unlucky and it will shatter, then you have to throw it in the bin. But maybe take the strap off, because that's the one spare that is available for all masks, a new mask strap. So if you have a nice mask but you've broken the strap, don't worry, you can get a spare. The other really good little accessory that's worth thinking about, we call them a slap strap, and it's a neoprene wide mask strap. And ladies, it's great. You'll get the mask on really easily and it doesn't trap or pull your hair quite so much. It's actually a really easy way of anybody putting their mask on. So consider that. Available, there you go, there's one from Cressi. And as you can see, there are lots of different colours and they're not that expensive. Okay, so here are two different styles of mask. Both very good quality and they both do the job. This is a low volume mask and they're very popular for people who go spearfishing and actually for playing underwater hockey, which is called Optical. Look that one up, it's a great game. If you get into that, fantastic fun. All this does, it puts the faceplate very close to your face, so there is a low volume of air in there. And the benefit of that is it increases your angle of vision. However, not everyone will fit that style of mask, and some people say they feel a bit claustrophobic when the actual frame is so close to your face. The other option is a mask like this, which is slightly larger in volume, however it's got side windows there. And again, this is personal preference. A lot of people don't like this fact you've got a bit of light flashing in the corner here. However, they're definitely worth a try because it really does increase your angle of vision. Look, these things aren't a necessity, they're a nice thing to have. And it's the type of thing, once you've got snorkeling and diving, you may get the opportunity to borrow someone else's mask, give it a go, see what you think. So, what's important about these masks is to buy a mask that fits you, it's comfortable, and it's of good quality. That way it will give you good service. As I said earlier, you can get equipment that looks like this. It's plastic, not silicone. And plastic is actually very uncomfortable, and I have people who say, oh, I don't get on with a mask, it rubs me, it's uncomfortable. That's probably because they're using a cheaper mask that is made of plastic, but they do look very similar. So just take a bit of time, have a look, see what it's made of, have a look at the quality of it, and check that you have glass and not plastic. Moving on, the other thing I want to talk to you about is what happens if you wear glasses. So if you need glasses, how do we get around wearing your glasses underwater? Well, if you try to put a mask over your specs and go diving, you're going to end up with your own fish tank in the mask. So there are various solutions. One of them are replacement lenses. And here's a replacement lens made by Tusa. So these are the lenses. They come in various diopters, they call it, various levels. So from about half a diopter, 0.5, up to about 8. We can fit them for you, and they fit into the Tusa range of masks. Not all of them, but there is 3 or 4 masks that they make which we can put the lenses in. Cost of this is about an extra £60 on the cost of the mask. So the lenses are approximately £30 each. Another popular route is the lens and frame. This is from Tusa. Again, they come in various diopters, and it looks like a pair of spectacles with a few clips on it that just push into the mask. They actually work very well, and they are under £20. So that's a solution that's certainly worth looking at. Here's another very clever idea, which if you need bifocals just for reading, you want something to let you see your instruments, then these are bifocal lenses that just push in and attach to the bottom of the mask glass. They actually work very well, and again, cost of these is about £35. There is also another option that you could have. If you have a difficult prescription, you can have a bespoke mask and lens ground for you. Generally, the cost of that is between £200 and £300, but send us your prescription and we'll certainly look at it for you. So you've invested quite a lot in a nice mask, you want to look after it. So you can wrap it in a towel just to make sure that when it's in your bag, your beach bag or your dive bag, it doesn't get damaged, or you could invest in something like this. The guys from Maris have brought out this shell oval case designed for a mask, but you could also use it for put your dive computer in there. Great idea. Cost of that about £13. Otherwise, most good quality masks these days come in their own box, and a lot of people just discard the box, which is a big shame because that actually really protects your mask. So keep hold of it. There is a little tip that we do. If you get yourself a decent quality of elastic band, then that will always keep the lid on, because a lot of these clips, it's packaging. They're designed, not to be used and opened lots of different times. Whereas if you have just an elastic band over your box, right, it will give you good service. And most importantly, keep that mask in good condition and prevent it from being broken, damaged. Okay, now, how do you stop your mask from being steamed up? Well, it's not quite straightforward as you may think here. Normally your mask will steam up if you are exhaling through your nose, because if you think about it, you are putting warm, moist air into the airspace here, and that will fog up the lens of the mask. So when we teach you to dive and teach you to snorkel, we put a bit of emphasis on how you should be breathing correctly, but you can practice that yourself in your own time with your snorkel. However, it doesn't matter how experienced you are, and I've still been doing this for years, a little bit of warm, moist air will still get into the mask. So to stop it from steaming up, at the start of your snorkeling or dive session, before you go underwater, you can either spit in the mask, okay, and rub it around with your fingers, then wash it out. That puts a, if you like, a film over it that will stop it from fogging up. Or the better way, more pleasant way, is to use an anti-fog. And here's one that Cressi make. And it's a little spray, and you just dab a few drops into this, wipe it over with a tissue, and then you are ready to go. That amount will last for years. It costs about £6 or something, anywhere between £5 and £7 or £8 for anti-fog. Well worth investing. The other option to keep your mask clear is to use Fog City, and these come with film which you simply push on the inside of the mask, and it stops it from fogging up. And in a pack, you get a couple of the clear lenses. Okay, they've obviously got their backing paper on, but you peel it off, push it against the mask, the faceplate, and then they will last quite a long time, and they certainly do stop your mask from fogging up. So there we are, there's a few options available. If you've enjoyed this video, by all means, have a look on our website. We've got all the information about training, or message us, otherwise Facebook or YouTube or Instagram. Thank you very much.